folks, I hope that you're all having a good week. Let's take a look at the energies that you're facing with your weekly tarot reading, or whenever I can perform them, okay? We're going to be taking a look at water signs first, okay? And then I'll take care of other people in just a little bit. So water signs, when I was shuffling for you folks, Justice came out in reverse. I am using that's the Numinous Tarot, okay? So you have Justice in reverse. Something is not right in your world, and it's major, and it must be righted, either by yourself or by the universe or by your spirit guides. At this point, I feel like the universe, like your spirit guides, are having to right the situation for you, because some of you folks may be resistant to the changes that the universe wants to bring your way for your benefit, okay? Gonna shuffle a little bit more. So something about your situation isn't right. Maybe because you are not facing you're not using your inner strength. It's possible that you've accumulated inner strength over many, many years, and you simply don't want to leave this situation, and that it may be ultimately what is causing Justice to come up in reverse. Ultimately, this isn't for your own good. You may be running away from your fears, and that may be what is putting Justice in reverse, okay? And yeah, it looks like your finances are also not in great shape, or at the very least, the things that make your earthly existence comfortable are out of balance at this point. So you not and take allegedly for entertainment purposes only, take this as it resonates. If you aren't the person who is facing your fears when you are supposed to be, the surface, what should we say, side effects may be that everything is wrong, right? Things are breaking down. Communication isn't great. Your finances aren't great. It might be a struggle some weeks to get groceries and other weeks not so much. Money may come in intermittently or not at all for some folks. But that's the universe trying to get your attention. Some Cancer signs may be most connected to their earthly resources, in the sense that they like to be comfortable, okay? Some water signs are going to be like to be comfortable, and you may have some earth energy somewhere in your chart, water signs, if that is the case, right? You enjoy being comfortable. That's where you're happiest, right? And this is a situation where you can't be comfortable right now, because being comfortable is to your detriment at this point. You need to be uncomfortable and face your fears in this case, and the universe will reward that, okay? Are you offering your cup of love to somebody new that the universe may not necessarily want you? Okay. It may be that you are offering your cup, you're offering your love to somebody in the past that the universe has tried to get you away from. The universe is trying to transition you out of this era, and it looks like, take this as it resonates, water signs, that you're still playing around. You really don't want to get serious and get away from this person, because that's scary. You don't want to confront that, and yet you're also saying, hey, it is what it is. It's not great, but as long as I'm in my comfortable situation, why bother doing anything different, okay? So things have already changed. A transition is on the way if it hasn't already changed for you, okay? But this is also a very teenager-ish kind of energy, water signs, and please don't take offense, but there is some maturing to do here. There may be, we were talking about inner strength and how some of you may have accumulated inner strength, but I'm wondering if some of you have not yet accumulated all the inner strength that you need to in order to face the situation as best as possible. Okay? So these changes are going to move quickly. And I don't know, water signs, if you're prepared right now to do that. That's what's coming up this week for another group of water signs. I've noticed that in prior weeks, other people have had their towers falling down, that kind of thing. And some of you folks may have had some towers falling down, and you've resisted the consequences for those. Those towers still needed to come down. I think the universe really wants to get you away from some people that aren't great for you. For some folks, it may be that the universe is trying to push you to new people where you can offer your cup of love to those folks. New, good people, okay? But it may also be that some water signs are pushing away the good people just because of what's going on this end. They're afraid. They don't want to confront justice. They don't want to confront karmic results. And so they run away from the good people. Okay. After these changes, if you do choose to embrace karma, if you do choose to embrace your inner fears and say, this sucks, but I'm going to go through it, you've got some pretty incredible rewards. Okay, my nose is really acting up, so this might really stand out to a lot of you water signs, okay? But if you allow the universe to make these changes, and quickly, you're going to be welcoming in all kinds of wonderful energies. You are going to be able to offer your cup of love to somebody in this Four of Wands kind of situation. And y'all, this is the Four of Wands card that I used when I got inspiration for decorating the channel. Or creating the branding, the channel branding, not decorating the channel, right? But there are some wonderful times ahead if you can let go, or if you can nourish your fears. In reverse, this is about possibly saying to yourself, there's no reason to be afraid, when in fact, that doesn't do anything for your fear. You need to figure out why you're afraid of this thing and take care of that source, and then the fear will evaporate. Right, but first you need to take care of this. That's the Knight of Swords in this case. It may be that you are too much in your own head about how all this is unraveling for you. I see a tremendous amount of anxiety, and I see that in relationship to this area right here. There may be somebody who can kind of pop you out of your head, and that might be a wonderful therapist. It might be some friends, but be cautious of putting that kind of extra heavy burden on friends when everybody's dealing with stuff right these days, okay? They're still friends. We still need to talk to them about what's going on, but laying heavy burdens on them is something that we should do with therapists and not necessarily with friends, okay? Yeah, I was wondering if your Judgment card wouldn't come out in reverse. So, when you are staying in your head, water signs, when you are continuing to struggle with something that the universe has already tried to kind of introduce you to these changes, you're avoiding something that the universe you're avoiding the up-leveling that the universe really wants to give you, okay? This is for your ultimate benefit. It's for your progress into the King of Vials and the King of Bells instead of just being the Knight or the Explorer at this point. Again, it's a bit of, it's not a completely mature energy, okay? Avoiding this, I'm sure that it's comforting for a lot of water signs for the moment, but ultimately it is harming you in the long run. I don't think that you feel empowered. And some water signs might feel empowered in another direction away from judgment. But be cautious of that empowerment. That might be the wrong kind of empowerment. That might be self-medicating and not self-healing. Water signs. You have been empowered to make this spiritual up-leveling, to go through difficult circumstances and come out a different person on the other side. You would be celebrated heavily if you were to do so. But right now I see you working through a bunch of negative changes because this route wasn't taken. It's like you're having to go through a bad cycle in order to get back around to an opportunity for a good cycle, if that makes any sense. It's like this is premature celebration. You might have left this relationship earlier, water signs, and then you came back because you wanted to be a family, because you missed this person or something like that. And the universe said, okay, we're going to let you be with this person for the time being. But then you have these consequences right here, and I can see that you're in your own head. You've been given the ability to empower yourself, but I see you choosing not to, even though there are people who would love to see you succeed. You do have people around you who would love to see you healthy in a happy place, in a genuinely happy place. But right now you're going through it. Yeah, there may be some lies that you believe about specifically why bad things are happening. You may say to yourself, it just is what it is. We're just going through some rough times, but it doesn't have to be this way. The universe is trying to call your attention to the situation by making things more difficult for you when it comes to your earthly comforts. It may be, and I can see that with the Nine of Bells in reverse, that you are in your own head. You might be continuing to think in specific patterns that are comfortable for you, but ultimately don't serve you. And that might be what's going on here. I refuse to have a new way of listening to things. Instead, I'm going to listen to things the way that I'm accustomed to hearing them. Old sounds, not necessarily new ones. You really, really, really don't want to be alone. And this would be the new way of operating for you folks. It may not just be that you don't want to be alone. You may be genuinely avoiding introspection. Maybe you don't know why you're attracted to the people that you are, and thinking about that is just too painful for you folks. Now, I said the King of Wands. There is no king in this deck. But there is the Mystic of Wands, or the Mystic of Candles here. And it's in reverse. This can be interpreted to be cowardice in some contexts. But in this case, this is a refusal to make a choice. And instead, the universe is having to make a choice for you. It's having to stop you in order to bring attention to how much you don't act on your own behalf, or you don't act positively in your own behalf. Water signs, Spirit wants me to finish up the reading there for you. Please take care of yourselves, okay? Fire signs, I hope that you were all doing well. On the bottom, I've got the Knight of Pentacles. I was going to say the Knight of Stones, but that is also the Stones. Yes, in this case, it's about books, tomes, and in this case, it's possibly feeling stuck, fire signs, and I can't imagine how sucky that must feel for such a fast-moving sign. Feeling stuck and absolutely not able to move anywhere would suck, okay? Let's put this over here. Stagnant in happiness, stuck in happiness, and still not moving. Is this a place where you're kind of being asked to bloom where you're planted, even if it's really, really difficult? For some fire signs, it might be that the universe really wants you to be moving, and even if it's a little bit slowly, that might be something that you don't want to do. You might be very comfortable, fire signs, being stagnant. You might have some earth energy somewhere in your birth chart, okay? We're going to flip this over. Let's see what happens. So we've got more earth energy going on here. This is about playing it safe. So you have some beautiful books locked away in a cabinet, but when they're locked away, you're not using them. They're just pretty decoration. They're not useful knowledge for you. It looks like you've accumulated some knowledge that you're not acting on, fire signs, because you're really happy about not moving forward. There may be something about a relationship that you're trying to keep something from this relationship. It might not be flowing well, very well anymore, okay? It might not be in alignment with what is good for you, and you're kind of holding back from this, but at the same time, you're not moving on from it, because it might be more comfortable just to stay where you are than change and evolve. This would traditionally be the Queen of Pentacles. In this case, this is the creator of tomes. This is the Numinous Tarot. This is a non-binary LGBT, really neat kind of deck. Covers all kinds of different folks. I see you not in your energy at all, not feeling powerful at all in this relationship. I don't see you being very attracted. You might be fighting quite a bit with this person. You really don't want to nurture this connection anymore. You want to nurture yourself. At the same time, it's still more comfortable to stay in this situationship than it is to move out. And to be honest, I'm seeing pentacles quite a bit here. It may be that the recession has a really heavy influence in why you're choosing not to move out of this relationship just yet. Okay? I can see that. This is the Hierophant norm, traditionally. Okay. So you are being asked to follow the universe into a new era of being the Page of Candles. The dreamer is known as the Page of Candles traditionally. So yeah, you are definitely being asked to pay attention to what the universe wants you to do, what spirit guides want you to do. So it's interesting. You've got tomes here. This might feel really, really it's nice to have what we're familiar with, right? But on the other hand, this is about moving quickly and getting into your energy. This is that wand energy that we are accustomed to as fire signs. So come back into your own as this fiery individual, and maybe it's time to leave behind the familiar, because the familiar may be toxic, okay? You have the Lovers here, starting a new era with a new relationship, new friends. It can be romantic relationship. It can be a family that you made, right? Your chosen family. Yeah, and this is about once you do leave this situation behind, well, this is what it's being offered. If you can leave this situation behind this week where you're comfortable and familiar, but it's really not good for you, you're kind of itching to get out here, you can bring about all kinds of neat, new, comfortable things that you are going to enjoy, that are going to be blessed by the universe. Because here the universe wants to get you out of your comfort zone, and you're I feel like fire signs are kind of resisting that. It may be that by resisting offering your cup of love to someone new is what is kind of spiritually bankrupting yourself, right? And it actually brings about some changes. They're not bad changes per se, but they're going to be painful in the sense that the universe is trying to teach you a lesson here. You do need to transition. But the universe may be kind of forcing you to go through some awful things. I'm sorry, this is not the Wheel of Fortune. This is the world. But we might be getting the Wheel of Fortune here in just a bit. There are some changes that you need to go through, though, that you might be kind of resisting. And folks, you might need to hesitate starting a new relationship for a little bit. Some folks will need to hesitate starting a new relationship for a little bit while they recover, because there are some neat relationships that the universe wants to enrich you with, and you'll feel better about them if you recover first. You know, I don't see people people around you being very happy about you withdrawing your energy from them. And yet that's exactly what you need to do. That's what the universe wants you to do. Okay, here is the Wheel of Fortune card, and it's upright. Well, good for y'all, folks. And that is going along with that story, right? You are supposed to offer your cup of love to yourself. This is going to be about self-healing and not self-medicating. Embrace the changes. Embrace that people aren't going to celebrate this, that you're going to have to be kind of like your own party, right? And this is what the universe will celebrate. All kinds of wonderful changes here with that Wheel of Fortune. It's going to be a new way of thinking for you folks. If you can get away from needing people's approval here with the Six of Candles, that's going to improve all aspects of your life, not just a few, okay? It might be a good idea to kind of explore in place for a little bit and not spread out, if that makes any sense, fire signs. You're going to need to get accustomed to this new way of thinking, this new way of speaking to yourself and to other people. And so that's what I mean by staying in place for just a little bit with this action. Get used to thinking and speaking to people in this new way that you didn't necessarily feel comfortable speaking to this person in this old relationship. I want you to draw your attention to what is greater, what is bigger than yourself. This is about drawing your attention to what the universe really wants for you in the great, not just for you, for everybody in the great grand scheme of things. The universe wants to see you as a part of its fabric. It wants you to feel, for just a moment, a little bit small in comparison to the massive trees that we have on this planet, these massive oceans, the planets in the sky. For just a minute, you need to absorb how massive nature is and how you're still a part of that fabric, how you're still part of an eternal process. And I see you needing to leave behind an old kind of taking things for granted. It may be really easy for you folks to kind of focus on the path in front of you with that fire energy, right? But the universe wants you to leave behind that old ideal and head for instead seeing yourself as part of the bigger picture. You will establish all kinds of wonderful things for yourself in terms of businesses, the life that you wanted, the family, the friends, the romantic partnerships that you wanted, if you can see yourself as being part of the universe, being part of nature, being part of the flow and the cycle of life and death and all that kind of good stuff. Fire signs, that's all for you. I hope that you have a good week, okay? Take care. Earth signs, I hope that you are all doing well. I'm using the Numinous Tarot, and my kitty's tail is in the picture for this reading. We are going to be taking a look at the bottom first, and I see that your Empress is in reverse. It's the nurturer in this Numinous Tarot, okay? I also see that you've got the Three of Candles in reverse. It may be that you are creatively, emotionally drained, okay? To the point that you're not even able to be excited about the neat things that you've got coming in, Earth signs. This is about the Page of Pentacles in this case. The dreamer is the page. So I don't feel like you're even ready to get started on something new. And this is your energy. Actually, both the Empress and the nurturer, I should say, and the Page of Pentacles are really, really going to be about, I don't feel good in my skin at this point. And I can see on the bottom, Earth signs, that you've got heartbreak. We'll go ahead and lay that down, and then I'll turn it over and we'll continue reading from the top. But that's your energy from the bottom of the deck. You're not feeling good, that's for sure. Okay, I see you resisting the end of a situation that really, really needed to end. The universe may be trying to end this on your behalf because you are resisting so much, Earth signs. And I can understand. This might be more about feeling stubborn about the situation and not necessarily knowing when to let go of something once it has expired, right? It's reached its expiration date. It's like you're trying to get results out of something when the ships are already long gone out of the harbor. You're trying to bring them back when they're gone. And it might be, Earth signs, please take this as it resonates, that you're really struggling with feeling it's kind of a childish energy, okay? I have to be honest. It's kind of a childish energy when we resist the end of something. It says to the universe, I know better than you, and I don't want what you're offering, even if it is actually a really good thing that you need. Okay? It's a relationship. Yeah. You may really, really not want to let go of this person, okay? The universe still wants you to let go of them. It looks like there's just kind of a cycle of heartbreak here. It feels good some days. It doesn't feel good others. But right now it's really, really hurtful. Earth signs, this might be kind of like misplaced loyalty for you folks. This person might actually not be, it is not good for you at all. Or this relationship has, once again, it's hit its expiration date and needs to end. But there's some real resistance against letting it go. It's kind of like squeezing blood out of a stone here with the Three of Candles, looking for something that isn't coming. Yeah. The Lovers are here in reverse. This is a relationship that needs to end because ultimately it's not blessed by the universe. It's not functioning the way that it should. And in fact, it's kind of bankrupting you. Maybe not necessarily with earthly resources, but in the sense that it is spiritually and emotionally bankrupting you. Yes, the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress, or the Nurturer, are two aspects of the same card, okay? So both of them would be out of balance here. You're not doing the best things for yourself. You're not doing the best things for yourself now or in the long run. Trying to get that straight in the camera, okay? Yeah, you do need to start out on something new. I'm seeing a lot of Pentacles, and I'm just like, of course, we're in the middle of a recession. For some of you folks, that might be a factor in why you are continuing to stay in this relationship, even though it is well past its expiration date, even though it's not healthy for you. You do need to get started on something new. You know, this is the universe saying, you might try to start a new project of your own, but as long as I'm not blessing it, as long as it's something that I don't want you to do, you're not going to grow and change from this. It's going to be repeating cycles, as we see here with death. In reverse, I should say. Yeah. So, when you resist the universe's call to be someone different as a result of hard times, right? If you choose not to take the high road, there are some real horrifying changes that you don't see coming your way that are going to be awfully painful. They're still here to help you become the best person you possibly can be. But resisting these changes is what's making the tower crumbling even worse, either now or later on down the road. You know, this is about giving back to this relationship that you were in. It may be, please take this as it resonates, earth signs. If you are not vibing as high as you possibly can, you may have been sapping energy from this relationship, and that's why it needs to end. And it may be really shocking that suddenly this free resource that's been available for forever is gone. I can see how that would be terribly shocking. And this withdrawal of this resource is still the universe saying, be different, take the high road, and evolve into someone beautiful as a result of these circumstances. You are going, this is the devil, okay? As you can see, this individual is tied up by their heart chakra and their throat chakra, tied to with their hands, right? This person can end this anytime that they like. And that's what the universe wants you to do. They want you to end your relationship with the devil. They want you to figure out why you're attracted to these kinds of people, why you're attracted to these kinds of behavior patterns when you're in these kinds of relationships. They want you to ultimately bust the habit of taking more from relationships than you put in. You may have some water energy in your chart too. Take a look at that if you need to. I'm about to say water signs, earth signs. Yeah. It's going to be agonizing to work through this. I can see. Please, earth signs, contact a therapist before you get too deep into this. A therapist is going to be able to better guide what direction you go in. If you start to spiral in a direction, the therapist can kind of pull you out of that spiral if they're well trained, okay? This is going to be painful, and you need to go through it because balance needs to be restored to you, to your situation, to this person that you're in a relationship with that you're struggling to let go of. Earth signs, if you've been in the habit of taking from people more than you give back, that's going to have to change. That's going to be a new mental process, a new way of speaking, a new way of communicating with yourself and with others that you're going to have to get used to. You're going to have to kind of unify yourself with the idea that up to this point, you have wasted a lot of the resources that have been provided to you in these relationships. You are an earth sign, and this is the king or the mystic of tomes here. This should be upright, but right now for you folks, it is in reverse. This is about you coming into maturity, saying, I did harm. Earth signs, if you can say, I did harm, I am so sorry. What can I do to repair the relationships and then allow everybody to move on? Away from me, maybe. For some of you earth signs, okay. Some earth signs may have caused so much pain that those people need to just completely end the relationship with you. You need to be in a place where you can say that and mean it, okay? Earth signs, it seems like you have got your work cut out for you this week. Please reach out to therapy. Please reach out to the universe and take care of yourself, okay? Air signs, I hope that you are all doing well. I am using the Numinous Tarot today. We're taking a look at your bottom of the deck energy, which is the Ace of Candles. So that is the Ace of Wands in reverse, and this is death. You're resisting the end of something. You're resisting doing something to bring about the end of a relationship. It's taking quite a bit of strength to do this too. You may be nourishing your fears through this process, but something's not ready to end just yet. The universe definitely wants it to end with it being in reverse. In fact, the universe might be kind of rolling things along because, take it as it resonates, air signs, some of you folks may be resisting that. On the other hand, if this is in reverse alongside this, the universe may be saying, kind of like hang out with this for a bit and don't move forward just yet, because that does take energy and strength, inner strength specifically, in order to be able to do that. You also have here the Hierophant in reverse. I mean, sorry, it's not in reverse. It's upright. So it's called the Visionary in this case. So you are being guided by the universe to go through this process of waiting something out for the time being. Of course, the universe can decide to flip these cards over at any point and say it's time to move away from this situation. Or, yeah, what I was just saying, move away. The universe wants you to move away. Face your fears. Get away from the situation. Interesting. You've got the Founder in reverse. This is the Emperor. Also have the Two of Tomes in reverse. You might be really, really out of your comfort zone as the Emperor in leaving a situation where things are kind of topsy-turvy. Honestly, you may have gotten used to the topsy-turvy, and now that you got your sea legs right now, and now that you're on land, you're kind of like, oh my, I need my land legs now. So, and that makes sense. You're kind of, what's the word, boating away? I don't do boats. I don't do ships or anything like that. But you are navigating, you're cruising away from this situation. This might feel really, really weird because you haven't established anything yet. This is all about firm foundations. You're not there yet, but you are moving into that territory in a bit. This is very much a transition phase, I see. We're about to take action, but not yet. It's a transition phase. Like, wow, air signs are going through a lot right now. Yeah, and once you start getting stability, once you do start establishing roots and all that kind of good stuff, it's going to move very, very quickly here. Good stuff. Going to move quickly to the end of a situation and you know what? People aren't going to be celebrating this. The people around you are going to be unhappy. And this is where you need to say, well, I'm doing what's healthiest for me, so I'm going to celebrate my self-healing and not my self-medication. I've unfortunately seen that a lot of people don't like it when you vibe high. You heal yourself as opposed to medicating yourself and bitching and complaining about how the world works, right? People don't like that when you vibe high. So that might be what's going on here. You're transitioning onto beautiful new things very, very quickly, getting stability in the middle of a recession very, very quickly, and I can see why people would be upset about that. This is a good tower. This is about somebody providing you resources that you were absolutely not expecting. In the midst of all these people saying, fuck you for being a better person, all that kind of good stuff, in the middle of all this stuff, someone says, I see you. I want to vibe high with you too. Let's have fun. Dude, this is going to be amazing. This is a good tower because you were not expecting this at all. This is coming this is coming out of the blue. Quite literally. Look at that blue flame. It's coming out of the blue. Yes, stability coming out of the blue. More tomes. You might have some earth energy in your chart. This might be a connection with someone that you really never expected to connect to ever. You might be complete and total opposites. Upright, this is a human and a mermaid underneath the water in the mermaid's territory. And this might be a place where you are completely out of you really weren't expecting this type of person to come out of the blue, come out of the woodwork, to come help you. But answering, talking to them, having a great relationship with them is exactly what the universe wants you to do. And even if you don't feel like we have anything in connection, we don't have anything in common, like, why are you even talking to me? Like, what about me attracts you? That's what the universe wants you to chase. Okay? This is the time to bring back all the things that were stolen from you and bring them back into your hands. So in this case, that means the bells are going back into these people's hands when they were stolen away from them. I was about to say fire signs. You might have some fire energy in your birth chart, but when you chase down what the universe wants you to do spiritually, to up-level yourself, to continually be the better person, right? You are bringing stuff back to yourself that were stolen, things that were stolen from you. And let's say, like, things that were said about you that weren't true, for instance. Those lies are coming back to haunt the people who spread them, and the truths are coming back to vindicate you. Also, there will be some people who flat out work against you, okay? Especially when you are talking, when truths about you, good truths about you are coming out, and their lies about you are coming out. Yeah, people are going to be falling away really, really quickly from this individual. And you might lose some people out of this too, because people say, I just don't want anything to do with the drama, right? It's okay to let go of those people. They weren't supposed to be part of your equation, okay? Ace of Bells, this is the Ace of Swords, okay? Air signs, this is your pretty, pretty card. And it's upright. A new way of thinking, a new way of communicating with yourself and with others, y'all. Maybe hoard some of your energy. Maybe don't hand out your energy to just everybody. Maybe it's a good idea to lock it up just a little bit for yourself. Keep it to yourself. Yeah, because there are some people who want to strike out and destroy your happiness if they can. If they can stab you in the back, this is the Ten of Swords, okay? If they can, they will. So this is a good time to protect your valuable knowledge. Keep your cards close to your chest. Don't say everything that you know, and you're going to be okay. Air signs, stay close to the universe. I know you already have, but continue that practice. Continue that pattern. I am applauding you. The universe is applauding you. You're doing amazing things, air signs. Take care. Have a good week, okay?